Hey guys, it's Parker. Welcome back. Today we're going to cover recreational drones. But first, back up. Hi guys, it's Parker. That up. So anyway, this is going to be 10 minutes of talking and 15 minutes of bloopers. Okay. Everybody asks the same question. What can you tell me about these drones and which one is the right one for me? And the question I always ask back is, what are you going to use the drone for? Are you going to be a commercial photographer? Are you going to be shooting a movie? Are you going to be going on vacation? Or are you just learning? Because even if you intend to use this to make a film, the first thing you have to do is learn how to fly a drone. And so I'm going to tell somebody, you're going to walk right out of the store and you're going to walk next door to the toy store. And you're going to get yourself a $20 or a $30 or a $40 toy. Because when you take this drone and you crash it against the wall, you don't need a new drone. As opposed to this Mavic here, which is when you throw it against the wall. And we're back. Sorry about that. That wasn't my drone. I got yelled at a little bit there. So sorry about that. What you're going to do when you want to start flying is you're going to crash a lot. You're going to crash. If you crash, don't say, I suck at this, I'm never going to do it again. I crashed a lot. This place is called the Boomerang Parlor because when I threw it out there, I sure hoped it came back. And every now and then they wouldn't. So there is a history of broken toys hanging on the walls here. It takes a lot of force to break a piece of carbon fiber like that. You're going to have to learn how to fly in such a way where when you hit the wall, you don't need to fix a hole in the wall. And if you hit the cat in the living room, you're not going to need a new cat. You're going to want to get a toy that you can purchase from Amazon, B&H, Brookstone, wherever. They're everywhere. The mall sells them. Spend 20 to 30 bucks. One with a removable battery. The Blade Nano QX is a really good choice. It's $100 with a transmitter. You're going to want to buy the RTF version, which is ready to fly. They also come in BNF, which is bind and fly. You're going to buy the drone and hook it up to your transmitter, but you're not going to do that because you're just getting started. When you're done learning how to crash, and when you'll know you're done because you stop crashing, counterintuitive, but it works. When you stop going, oh God, and suddenly your body and your brain and your thumbs all work together and you're just thinking about the way you want the drone to move, then you're ready to move on to a different drone. And this is when you're going to ask yourself, what are you going to use the drone for? Everyone's got to start here, right? But you're going to want to move somewhere else. Are you going to want to be a racer? Are you going to want to take this thing on vacation and take pretty pictures? Are you eventually going to want to do commercial work? What I would suggest if you are interested in a racer is build your own. You can start buying frames and motors and kits and flight controllers. You can spend $250 to $300 on a drone to make your own. And that way you're learning how to put this stuff together and you're learning how the system works. And when you get it done and you fly it for the first time, you feel like an absolute badass because you're going to say, I did that. I made that myself. And you can start with a QAV 250 frame. They're like 10 bucks a piece. They sell a whole bunch of hop-up parts for it. This has got a control board that's got all the all of the on-screen displays, and it's got onboard lighting, and it's got room for an on-screen for a aftermarket on-screen display. And this thing is about as configurable as it gets. This is the Volkswagen of racing drones. This is a 250, so it's 250 millimeters across, and they're now making them in the 130, 125, 100 size frame, really small, powerful, super powerful brushless motor drones. If you don't want to build your own, there's a ton of pre-made kits and pre-made drones out there from a bunch of different manufacturers. This is made by Immersion RC. This is called a Vortex. It's a 285 and it folds down. This thing is a face-ripping killer. This is more drone than I'm going to need to fly with because the kids who fly this drone are just one gigantic fast twitch muscle fiber. This is not something for old people like me because I just don't have the reflexes anymore. The world champion last year was 15 years old. I can't keep up with him. But this is a really good, solid, durable, smart $400 drone that has its onboard camera and a transmitter, and all you have to do is equip a battery, So you can fly a lot more with something like this. And when you auger this in, it's made of carbon fiber and fun, and you're just going to tumble it in and pick it up and clean the mud off the propellers and keep flying it. Maybe replace a $1 propeller, but that's it. If you are going to be buying your own drone and it's not DJI, Unique, Autel, not something that comes with its own transmitter, you're going to need to, when you buy this, you're going to need to put a battery on it, and you're going to need to get a receiver and a radio. You're going to spend $30 for a receiver, $100 to $200 for a good radio, and then you're going to use either a set of cheap goggles, a TV screen, a receiver. You're going to spend another $150 on video transmission gear, up to $400 for a pair of goggles. The batteries are one of the big advantages here. The batteries cost anywhere between $5 and $20 a piece. The batteries for the DJI stuff ranges from $60 to $160 depending on the drone you're using. So you can fly for a lot longer with this, and you can spend a lot less money in the long run. And when you burn one of those $5 batteries in, you just dunk it in some salt water and kill it. You don't have to worry about it, costing a lot of money. The downside to using a battery like this is that you're using a battery like this. It's a soft case, and it is relatively fragile. It can be damaged and can catch fire. There is no smart, intelligent shut off when it's charged or shut off before it gets too low. There's no computer in this. It's just cells and wires, right? And you're also going to need to buy your own charger. There is a safety trade-off. You're going to need to charge this in a fire sack or in a fire bunker. You're going to want to never charge this in the house. But if you do it on your back patio on concrete in a fire sack that you can get when you buy the batteries, they're perfectly safe. If you, again, decide you don't want to build your own, buy your own racer, and then equip it with your own equipment, if you just want to go to the store, swipe a credit card, and get yourself a Miracle, my recommendation, strictly based on personal bias, is you're going to want to go with DJI. Nothing's as smart right now. Nothing is as capable. And there's a few options here. You can go with a Spark, which I feel to be a little bit limited for its cost. It's a $400 drone. It's got a 1080 camera. It's got a relatively short range, relatively short battery life. Doesn't like to fly in winds outdoors. I view it as a toy. But if you're 12 or under and you have that money at your disposal and you're wanting to learn and you want to get into the DJI ecosystem, that's probably a good way to start. For everybody else, if you're not 12 years old, you're going to probably want a better drone. I know I just pissed off half the people watching this video, but personally, I just don't think it offers what you need for the money. The Mavic is $1,000 base. One battery, one charger. It comes with a 12 megapixel camera. It has a 4K video camera. It's actually best at 2.7K. It offers 26 minutes for this version, 30 minutes for the Platinum version. The batteries are $80 a piece. It has a range of 7 kilometers. It has a flight time of between 26 minutes and 31 minutes. And it is very small. It folds up into a small little package. And the Fly More combo comes with a case, and everything fits in the sack. So this package can go with you anywhere in the world. You pull it out, unfold it, take off, and you're ready to go. In terms of capability versus cost, $1,000 is a lot of money. I get it. I don't have $1,000. This is Sam's Mavic. This is not my Mavic. I'm a commercial pilot. I don't have a need for a drone with a camera like this. The Mavic Air is half the size and 60% the weight of this, and it costs just a little bit less. And the advantages of that are basically in portability. The sensors are identical. The processing is a little bit more advanced on the Mavic Air. It also has rear obstacle avoidance on the Air. This only has forward. But if you follow the rule that you only fly where you can see and you always fly forward into obstacles or around things, you'll never run into anything. If you're flying blind, you're going to have a bad day anyway. So even with the Mavic Air, I wouldn't trust that drone to back up around something because, frankly, I can't see it. I don't trust it. If you are a photographer and amateur, professional, you're dabbling, you're thinking about getting into it, and you know that you're going to be taking photos with your drone, you're most likely going to want to get the Phantom 4 Pro. It has a 1-inch sensor. It's got 360-degree proximity avoidance. It's a 31-minute flyer at about 45 miles an hour, 7-kilometer range, which is about 4-something miles. This camera is better than my Inspire 1 Pro. The resolution is higher. The quality of the video it takes is higher. It's got more options for codecs and color spaces. It's an amazing rig, and it's $1,500. If you had told me 4 years ago that you could spend $1,500 and get all this, I would have told you needed to get your head examined. We are literally living in the future with this drone. It is a little bit bigger, though. Everything that you need for the Mavic Fly More combo. 2 batteries, charging adapters, car charger, wall charger, extra propellers, drone, transmitter, everything fits in this one case. The difference between the Mavic and the Phantom 4, granted, this has everything I need. It has a transmitter, it has propellers, it has chargers, it has room for 2 more batteries, and it has room for filters and some cables. This is everything I need to operate my Mavic. But as you see, the footprint is a little bit bigger. Is this still small enough to fly with? Yes. Is this kind of a pain in the ass? Yeah. If you're a photographer, you don't care. You're going to fly it. It's fine. But if you're going on vacation, you're not going to want to lug this around. You're going to want to take a Mavic. And I'm telling you right now, you're not going to notice the difference in camera quality for 90% of the operators. Okay. It still shoots raw photos. You can do all the post-processing in post if you're so inclined. It has the same range. It has the same flight intelligence. It's got the same proximity avoidance system. It's got the same airspace awareness. It's got all of the bells and whistles on the computing front. It has the same flight controller in it. So the two are the same intelligence, right? So you're not making any compromises. Well, this doesn't have active track. What they do, they both do. They both object track. They both obstacle avoid. They both terrain aware. They both do all the bells and whistles from the latest level of technology. So you're not making any sacrifices in terms of how smart it is. You're just sacrificing the sensor size. And if you're not going to be taking night photography, which you shouldn't without a waiver or a license, you're probably not going to need it. So what do I recommend? If you're just getting started, you're going to go buy a toy. Right now, you're going to go on Amazon and you're going to buy yourself a $30 toy. Make sure it comes with a transmitter. Get one that's got extra batteries. Buy 4 extra batteries and a charger. For $2 a battery and the charger's $20. Spend about $100 bucks. $150. It'll be money well spent. Because if you don't like it, you can give it to some 8-year-old and you'll make his life. You'll change his life. Then you're going to ask yourself what you want to do with it. Are we going to go fast and low and dirty and buy a racer and have fun and burn adrenaline and burn this thing into the ground? You want something durable. You want something that is designed to be a racer. You can spend as much as you want, but you can get a really good racer if you build it yourself for $200, and you can buy one for $400 or $500 for a really good one. Or are you going to want to take pictures? In which case, you're going to ask yourself, where am I going to take pictures? If you say, I'm going to go on vacation someday, you may not want to buy a drone that's portable for vacations. However, I'll tell you, having had a Mavic in my possession, the camera you have when you need one is the best camera in the world. The same thing with a drone. When you can stick this thing in the glove box of your car and pull it out and throw it out the sunroof and go fly, that's pretty damn amazing. If you have to assemble something to use it, you're going to use it a lot less. If you have to bring if you have to pull the box out of the back seat, it's a little more inconvenient. You may not use it as much. But if you can carry this thing up a hill on your hiking trip and shoot a pano of you at the top of a mountain, you're going to use this drone. You're probably not going to use this drone. So the Mavic Air, if you're a hiker, if you're an outdoorsman, if you're a hunter, if you go outside, if you own a large piece of property and you know you're going to be out there and you want to put it on your four-wheeler, yeah, get the Air, because you're going to have that thing with you all the time. The whole pouch, the case for it is like this big. It's tiny. It's minuscule. And if you're a photographer and you do know that you're going to be taking photos with your drone, I would suggest the Phantom 4 Pro over the Mavic. The sensor on the Mavic is not very big. It doesn't do very well in lower light. And as a photographer, you're going to want to push your luck a little bit with the light. My suggestion to you is start small, have fun, fly often. Let us know down below in the comments if you have anything you want us to cover or talk about. Subscribe to this channel so that we can get paid by YouTube, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot. Bye. Let's go fly. I want the Mavic and the Dark. Nope. Phantom. That's the one. Propellers. Okay. Bye-bye, guys. Na 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 na.
I don't know.
Nah, and we're back. Hi guys, it's Parker. Welcome back to the Boomerang Parlor. Today we're going to cover the commercial. No, we're not. I'm wrong.
Yeah. And actually, Parker. So you're getting really into the weeds with the transmitters.
Do you hear? That is the sound of ultimate suffering.
I'm basically Batman. Okay, the 8-year-old me thinks adult me is Batman. I have a basement lab full of toys, and I go out and I save the world with drones. So it's pretty cool, okay?